Tomorrowland, the land with not much to do. At least, not in the beginning. A future land that didn't really seem to have much to do with the future. A land that's gone through the most changes. And despite all those changes, whether they were good or very bad, it just didn't seem to matter. Because over time, this land, well, was basically abandoned. Not by park guests, no, but rather by progress. Hello, welcome everyone. I want to take a little time to go over my vision of Tomorrowland. I don't know why I said it like that. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, here's another Tomorrowland video. It's almost like a rite of passage now for every Disney YouTuber to make some kind of what they want to see in Tomorrowland video. So, who am I to break that tradition? But no, I'm not going to try to come up with what rides need to be in here or what rides need to change. Well, one or two. I'm not going to be talking about a Tron coaster rumor or any other rumor, really. This is more of the design aspect. This is how I want it to look, not what I want in it. But this is an idea I've had ever since Tron Legacy came out, and then the Tomorrowland movie. The visual aspects of both of those movies is really what this video is. If you combine those aspects and give that retro future Tomorrowland vibe that's in the movies, the spires and the white buildings and whatnot. If you had that by day and at nighttime everything is dark and almost black, and the edges and important aspects of certain structures are lit up. So that's what this video is about, and just kind of think about how those could fit into Tomorrowland, the actual land. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, grab a soda, and let's get into it. What we're looking at here is usually the Disneyland castle opening of a Disney movie. But this happens to be the Tomorrowland movie, and instead of the castle, they have this, futuristic city. And you can even see Space Mountain here. I mean, a lot of this pretty much is my idea. I mean, no, I didn't make the movie, it wasn't my idea, but this is what I have in mind. Not necessarily the shape of these buildings and not all these little ramps and stuff, although really if you want to think about this in another way, all these little tracks technically are like the People Mover tracks. It's going throughout the city. People Mover went throughout Tomorrowland. So, I'm okay with having the tracks there. I don't think we really necessarily need to see ramps going up and down. It's not like a freeway. But there's a lot of these spire-esque kind of building-looking things. I don't necessarily like these kind of buildings, but these ones that look like spires, they kind of mimic the spires that are like on top of Space Mountain. Something like this one. Let's talk a little bit about why Tomorrowland needs to change. And not drastically. It needs to actually go back to where it was. Or stylize the buildings in this retro future 60s sci-fi kind of vibe. You can't have Tomorrowland look like the future, because the future will become your present and then become your past. No matter how futuristic you make it look. Those ideas, just like concept cars, at some point, some aspects of those become reality. But if we base it on stuff from the past, while still calling it futuristic, how we view the future from the 60s, it can remain in that time. And we have this connection to that because of old sci-fi movies, and really because of the way Space Mountain looks and the concept art for how Tomorrowland was supposed to be. All of those have that futuristic retro vibe, and I think that's where it should stay, at least during the day. Tomorrowland has never really been updated, not since 1967. Since then, the majority of Tomorrowland has basically stayed the same until the Jules Verne Tomorrowland 2055 ugliness that happened. But still, the design aspect of things didn't change much. They repainted some things, and they updated a couple rides, like, the Astro Opener. And that became an ugly mess. And yes, I know I skipped over Carousel of Progress and Circle Vision and Star Tours and Astro Blasters and all that. I know that's all changed, but the majority of the land has pretty much stayed the same. Okay, so let's move on to aspects of Tomorrowland from the movie that I feel we can work into Tomorrowland, the land. Now, I'm not showing you this clip because of this great scenery or because I just want to see this kid fall. No. There is a nice little hint to another movie here in a second. Did you see it? Yeah, I'm showing it to you because it references another good movie, Jurassic Park. Though Dr. Grant has more of a reason, since his seatbelts could not connect. And right there, the kid tied his strap the same way. Okay, it has nothing to do with the rest of my video, I just thought it was funny. So, let's talk about my vision for Tomorrowland by day. Let's look at some of the concept art from Tomorrowlands of the past. You can see they have the retro vibe still there with the retro 60s sci-fi spire looking things. Even in the latest concept art, it still has some of those spires in the front. The thing I really liked in this concept art though was in the center where you see the people mover going around what looks like maybe a waterfall or a feature, and it's surrounded by these spires going up into the middle. That brings me to an idea that I was thinking about, where maybe we had some kind of water feature or a lighted feature with the spires around it, and this could be sort of the anchor point for the land, as like the people mover platform kind of is right now. We also have that rolling giant marble like we do on the Pixar Pier. Those kind of things are similar. Another thing, which is not really shown in this concept art, but the idea has come up once or twice in the past. But my friend Steamboat Steve, link down in the description, go subscribe to his channel. He recently brought it up to me again about this idea of having a second level to Tomorrowland. Now, some parts of Tomorrowland actually do, like you used to take the escalators to get onto Space Mountain, or Star Wars Launch Bay is on the second level, and of course the People Mover platform was on the second level, and we even took an elevator to the third level to get to the rocket jets. Now, what would be on this second level? I don't know. It's not my job. Shopping, I guess. Could have other rides. I don't know. But it's a cool idea. While you're here, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family. And comment below. Tell me, what's your favorite part about Tomorrowland? But the best part for me in Tomorrowland right now is Space Mountain. It has those lines, it has the spires, it has a special shape to it like nothing else in the world does besides Space Mountain. Well, the argument could be made that it looks like a futuristic circus tent. All throughout this Tomorrowland movie, we can see aspects of similar lines and similar shapes that could be seen throughout the land itself, and that's really my main idea, that this movie is the basis for the land. So we're just going to take a look at some of these images right now that I think are just awesome to look at. The architecture fits in even with today, and even the People Mover track has this design aspect in it, which is known as Googie architecture. Now, here's something I didn't know. A lot of these buildings are real. They are based on the City of Arts and Sciences. It's a complex in Valencia, Spain. They actually went there and filmed, and like I said, a lot of these buildings are there. And in fact, they even held the movie premiere at the complex. I will link to a page in the description below where you can see some videos and even a clip of director Brad Bird talking about the City of Arts and Sciences. Okay, getting back into it. This, I just like the look of this. Maybe something where the steps down from Space Mountain. It's almost like this anyway. But I just thought it looked cool. Now, I don't even have to say it, right? Everyone sees it. Tomorrowland stage. I mean, besides the fact that there's no walls holding this up, it's pretty much the same thing. It just kind of looks different. A little retheming, and there you go. But I do like how it has the lights and everything built onto it. And, of course, what would the future be without our cool little graphical interfaces and, you know, digital maps and information booths and whatever. Maybe these could have the queue and wait times or whatever. But there should be some kind of digital projections or clear monitor technology, something in the future, right? And I'm just throwing these in there. I mean, who doesn't want to see cool robots in the future? They don't have to walk around, but, you know, just like in Galaxy's Edge, we have these spaceships hanging around. Maybe we just have cool robots hanging around for photo ops. A few moments ago, we were talking about the People Mover track, and this image kind of, I guess, reminds me of it. Like I said, this sort of reminds me of a People Mover-esque type of track. And I believe in the movie it actually is for that type of vehicle. But I also want to combine it with these sort of arm rails. This robot kind of builds it around this kid, but and then he eventually gets knocked off. But if you look at the way these look, this reminds me of the People Mover supports as well. And I love how this kind of goes underneath it and is kind of looks like it's suspended by nothing. If we redid the People Mover track, which of course we would have to because it needs to be rebuilt, it's not a bad look to go with. And then, of course, these are just concept, basically people movers that would run on the road. But I was just kind of throwing it in there because if we're going to have a new people mover, the vehicle carts are going to have to be redesigned too. These are a 2-person one, but you could easily do a 4-person one. I just kind of like the aspect of having that glass kind of enclosed case. Although I do like how the old People Mover didn't have any glass. Ours had a roof. The one in Disney World does not. However, the whole track does. Now this was basically a monorail, and it went through this tube, and you know, that has these lights. And I thought that'd be kind of cool if in some part of Tomorrowland, the monorail went through a tube like this, and maybe there could be graphics or projections in there or something. Yeah. Well, I will talk more about Autopia at the nighttime version. One of the other cool things throughout the movie, and even in our current Tomorrowland, is water and plants. Of course, there's no water technically in Tomorrowland except for the submarines, but having some kind of waterfall, maybe towards the back, maybe towards the front, that might be kind of cool. Having some motion that's not just a ride, but something that you could see and hear, and maybe even get splashed. Who knows? And as I said, water and plants are featured quite a bit throughout this futuristic city. Just looking at this image, there's trees and plants everywhere, numerous bodies of water, even different colored, some with swimming pools, some like lake-like, having other bodies of water besides of the waterfall. Even if it was like, off to the side where bushes would be, something to give more movement again to the land. So here, for some reason, I really like having the plants kind of go up the wall. And if we were to take that idea, combine it with an aspect of vintage Tomorrowland from Walt Disney World, where it had these spires, and those were waterfalls. You see what I did there? I brought it back to the waterfalls. But what if we took it to the next step and we added those plants with the waterfalls to our Tomorrowland entrance, where we currently have these. Now we have one of these on each side of Tomorrowland, and as you can see, the one side pretty much goes into a spire-like shape. If you take these waterfalls and these plants growing up and down the sides and having the water, I'm guessing maybe go down to an area or maybe even below ground, kind of like you can see the water going below the bridge over Adventureland and all that. So this next part I didn't even know until I was doing research for this video, but in this new concept art for Tomorrowland, it shows the blue and orange plants and flowers. And if you look at these clips, those blue and orange plants and flowers are there. And this is from Tomorrowland 1967. So I'm guessing Disney is already thinking about bringing back this retro vibe to Tomorrowland. This is a couple other cool scenes. Of course, they are giving a little throwback to the Rocketeer here. He went through the dirt, just like the Rocketeer did here. Well, at least the statue did. Here he goes through the corn. Rocketeer goes through the corn. Here, as older Frank crashes into the water. And the Rocketeer crashes in the water. Please visit my website at interactiverealm.com. There, you will find theme park and other various signs, crafts, stickers, and more. Plus, get exclusive hats, t-shirts, mugs, and other merchandise. And you can even request me to build something custom for you. The link is in the description. With Tron Legacy and a lot of other sci-fi movies, hexagons can be found everywhere. It's apparently a mathematical solution to the future. I just made that up. I don't even know what that means. But they're everywhere. And even in Tomorrowland movie, they're used here. They're used on the ground. All over the place. Even lights inside some of them. Now, if you take this concept, we could do that in Tomorrowland. We could have hexagonal shapes here and there, lighted features in the ground, and in other places. Let's look at this test road in London. And this is a functional road that has LEDs built into it that have motion graphics. Now, what if we could use this or a similar technology within Tomorrowland? No, I'm not suggesting we turn Tomorrowland to Tronland, but with the lights and the aspects at night, it's definitely inspired by it. Along with the hexagonal patterns in the ground, we could use this to have lighted queue lines. It could be outlined at night and have certain interactive features, giving guests things to do while they're in line, much like the interactions they have, within certain queue lines now. But this could be throughout the whole line, just in the ground. Could have visual cues when a guest could move forward ahead or to keep a social distance. Show wait times from that point. Have animated character moments. Could be used to show temporary meet and greet spots even. And musical, visual aspects can change when you walk on it. And as we saw with that road in the video, it works during the day too. This aspect wouldn't just be at night. So remember when I was talking about this anchor point? Well, let's expand upon that for nighttime. This concept art clearly shows light everywhere. So now we don't just have an anchor point, but we have like its own nighttime show. So now our waterfall or lighted feature, they could have light shining straight up, like they do at the Luxor in Vegas, or even the recent change to Mickey's Runaway Railway in Hollywood Studios now has like the Hollywood kind of moving lights to go back and forth. Like you could do something like that, or even in Epcot they have the new fountain in front, the glass kind of spires. Those are going to have lights in it. You could do something like that. And taking it the next step further, you could have a nightly ceremony where the lights turn on, sort of like they do in Cars Land. Or maybe even a World of Color kind of show, or the waterfalls have different colors or whatnot. And along with those spires, we are now seeing other lights that are surrounding the entrance of Epcot. And these are very reminiscent of Tron lights, but they change color, and it sort of has this pulsing effect that runs through it, which I think is kind of cool, because again, that gives movement to the land. But this mixed with the water, lighted water at night, beam shining straight up, it makes another level to the environment, but it gives movement, and I think that's things that are lacking in a lot of the lands. It's also worth noting here that Spaceship Earth is getting its own lighting treatment. It's going to have these little lights that, while they shine itself, it also shines a beam of light across the edges. And I believe those will change color. So there could be some kind of nighttime show, lighting show that's going to be presented on Spaceship Earth itself. We're also seeing mini lighting features within Avengers Campus, including in the ground here with this pulsing arc reactor type lighting situation. And over on the wall, you can see the logo lit up. And as well as this Doctor Strange, I don't even know what you call this, but it's just like a glowing kind of orb. But it's a feature, it stands out. It's a photo opportunity as well. And with that being said, let's get to the dark time. Let's get to the Tron Legacy portion of this video. We are once again staring at the opening of a movie, this time Tron Legacy. And this time there is sort of a castle, but it is outlined with lights, which is the second major part of my idea. The light, clean look during the day and the dark, lit up look at night. Now, as I said, I'm not the first person to think about this. This is the concept art I found, and it's not done by Disney, at least not officially. It may be someone that worked at Disney, I'm not sure. But it shows pretty much exactly what I would think it would be. The edges are lit up. It's got a grid system, though I think it should still be the hexagonal patterns. I really like kind of that people-esque mover art, or Orbitron, or whatever you want to call it, Observatron. That's above the current people mover. It's redone to look like Tron Legacy style. I don't know if that would be a ride or whatnot. Again, that's not what this video is. It's just the design aspect, and this image shows that all. Let's go back to this image, which is kind of like the opening Disney-esque castle, city, whatever. Now it has this dark gray black look to it, which again is what we find throughout Tron Legacy as well. But how do we get there from going from this white, clean, dull looking concrete to this black, sleek, edge-lit material from day to night? And I don't really have an answer. I guess that's what Imagineering is for. Now, Space Mountain already has lights at nighttime, but it doesn't actually turn black. And I'm just kind of thinking, like, if it did, this was kind of similar. And I'm not suggesting that everything has to turn black, but just to go along with the current theming, it could look something like this. Going back to the waterfall idea, I do like the motion graphics that are kind of following along the plants that run up the wall, and that could be a cool little nighttime effect to add as well. It might even be kind of cool if it went behind the water. And here, there's more of this railing that we were talking about before with the people mover. And it doesn't just have to be people mover, it can be railing anywhere. But I thought this kind of looks similar from the one that had the red stripe. This could be like the nighttime version where it has the light through it. And if Tomorrowland had that second story, this could possibly be the railing that went around it. Speaking of rides, Test Track in Walt Disney World definitely has a sort of Tron vibe. It's got a lot of lights that line different aspects of edges. It even has a grid system. Again, it's squares, but there could be... I don't want to say another ride like this, because again, the video is not about the ride. But we can make a ride look like this. And if you remember, People Mover actually did have a Tron scene in it. You rode right through it. And now, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about rumors, but one of the rumors was maybe the People Mover could be a Tron ride. It could still work the same way, just has different design aspects. So instead of bringing the Tron coaster to Disneyland, we retheme other rides to make it sort of like Tron. If it's the People Mover, if it's Autopia, I mean, who knows? Now I'm sure there's no way we can ever do this. Transparent ground being held up by nothing and light beams coming out the back of cars or motorcycles. Unless it was some kind of a simulator ride. Although we could fake this, we could possibly make a ride like this. We could make Autopia look like that. We can make Autopia look like the grid. Not transparent, but we can make it seem like it. All we do is have lighted curves and whatnot. Yeah, we probably couldn't do the lighting out of the back, but we could bring lights to the cars. Yeah, that car. Everybody's always so focused on the light cycles. But what if we redid Autopia with cars that look like the Light Runner? Now, I've heard several talks about the Autopia cars not being electric, you know, the aspects of the battery and what's possible and what's not. But in the long run, it may be possible with a new type of battery. So, electric cars, light up aspects, new body style, different track. We start with the clean lines of the grid-esque style and then go to the off-road style, which Autopia kind of does right now anyway. We'll just make it look more like this. I mean, she looks like she's having fun driving this. I'm sure Autopia would still suck, but it would look better. And then we can end the way that this does, and it goes to the clean room of pure white light and back to the clean looking stuff, but still lit up, you know, and that could be the queue line. Maybe it's all indoors now, you know, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just here to give ideas. Then I have to save the best for last. We used to have an arcade in Tomorrowland, and this would be the perfect fit. Let's bring it back. Let's bring some new games in there. Let's theme it. Let's make the games free. You're right. It could be paid by a card or something, but there's all kinds of things you can do in there. Not just games. I mean, there could be another shop. Maybe Star Traders is not themed to Star Wars. Maybe we have different nighttime spinners and bubblers and whatnot. Maybe we have themed popcorn buckets. Maybe. That's pretty much a guarantee. Well, that was interesting. Hopefully you thought it was interesting as well. I spent a lot of time on this video. It ran a bit longer than I wanted it to, but so be it. I thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed yourself, maybe even laughed a little bit. Maybe you think I'm nuts. I don't know, but put it in the comments below. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll respond. Now, for some bloopers. Hello. Hey there. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Hello and welcome to Jurassic Park. Hello. 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 Welcome, everyone. Getting started is like the hardest part of making a video like this. Welcome, everyone. Take your seats, sit down, relax, grab a soda, shut the hell up, listen to me talk because it's my video. Hello, welcome everyone. Please grab your seats, sit down, which means the same thing as grabbing your seats. Hello, welcome everyone. Please find a seat to sit down and then... Blah. Hello. Hello, Clarice. Hello. Take 142,000. Hi. Hey guys. That's probably a good way to start a video, huh? I said hello, and then I don't know what to say next. That's my impression of Robert De Niro. I don't know why I can't start this video.